Ahead on Kitchen Design, new technology for an antique design. Then we'll learn how to mix countertop materials for style and for function. And a large kitchen shapes up on our fantasy tour. Hi, welcome to Kitchen Design, the show that looks at how people create the rooms they want to live in. I'm Joan Cohn, and whether you're on a shoestring or an open budget, our goal is to find your next new kitchen idea. Owning an antique home is often a labor of love. Integrating modern amenities and design elements while restoring the home's original character can be a daunting task. But an affinity for history and thoughtful design can transform a diamond in the rough into an antique gem. When Tim and Lauren Miner searched for a new home, they looked for a very old house with lots of period detail, even if it was buried beneath years of neglect and poor renovations. They got everything they wished for in an 18th century Georgian house.
The house was in severe disrepair when we bought it. Lauren and I joked that it looked like the Addams Family house, and so it took a great leap of faith to decide that we could jump in and try to bring it back to something its ancestors would be proud of.
And while we did restore it to its historical integrity, we also made sure that it was livable for a family of 5.
Bringing the kitchen into the 21st century while restoring its antique charm and staying on budget proved a delicate balancing act. To accomplish all of these goals, the Miners did much of the design planning themselves. They also limited the use of expensive materials.
One of our key design elements was keeping the kitchen simple and trying not to conflict with the original character of the home.
In order to balance the design delicately between the new and the old, the Miners chose to complement the dark cabinetry with stainless steel appliances. The stainless gave them a neutral color that wouldn't overpower the traditional design elements in the kitchen. And instead of paneling the side-by-side refrigerator in cabinetry, the homeowners opted to continue with stainless and provide a visual break. The compromise between the 18th and the 21st century was beautifully accomplished.
That original fireplace was once the meat smoking fireplace for the whole town, and the townspeople would bring all their meats there and smoke them and then take them back to their own homes to last through the winter time.
The huge fireplace, though it contained original bricks, needed a new mantel. The couple took cues from the 4 other original fireplaces in the home in designing the new mantel. Whether through reproduction or restoration of design elements, attention to historical accuracy informed all of the kitchen renovation. Even the adjacent living room benefited from this attention to historic detail. Rather than simply lose wooden beams original to the kitchen, the couple painted them and installed them in their living room underneath a vaulted ceiling.
Well, it was very important to us to have kitchen cabinets made like fine furniture. This cabinet is made of solid cherry with a maple interior. It has individual panes of glass with solid wood mullions. There's a beaded detail around the outside of each door, which is reminiscent of details throughout the house, and the cabinet is made with a solid brass knob and hinge.
I decided to put visual storage on either side of my range because the range hood is so large and overpowering. I thought that your eye needed to be drawn toward something interesting within the cabinet.
The yellowware display in the glass cabinets not only adds antique charm to the kitchen, but also inspired the yellow color scheme on the backsplash.
I chose a low granite backsplash because I really wanted to integrate another color into my kitchen besides the colors of the cabinet. I wanted some granite in my kitchen, so I decided that I would use it on my countertops along the wall. I didn't have a huge amount of space there, so it kept the granite costs down with a 48-inch range and a sink and a refrigerator all along those walls.
To economize on materials, as well as promote an 18th century feel, the homeowners opted to use tiger maple for the large island top instead of granite.
One of the fun parts of that project was finding tiger maple that would be really pretty for that island, because it is a striking part of that kitchen.
The lighting design of the kitchen offers an easy way to create different moods.
When we're entertaining, we turn off the recessed lighting, which can be bright, and use the chandelier light, which gives a nice soft glow over the tiger maple island.
The miners knew they wanted a space to gather for meals, but they did not want a cramped kitchen. Therefore, an adjoining room was utilized for a more formal kitchen dining area. A serious cook who loves to entertain, Lauren Miner knew that the 6-burner gas range with double ovens would be her signature choice in the kitchen.
One of the aspects about my kitchen that I love is my stove. Because it is deeper than the normal conventional depth of counter space, it presented a challenge. We decided to increase the depth of the countertop to become flush with the stove to allow for more workable counter space.
The miners also increased the width between the countertop and the island by 1 foot. This allowed for multiple cooks at the stove area and comfortable seating at the island.
The island itself is a huge storage space for me. It has full depth cabinets on 3 sides. It has full extension slides that allow for huge amounts of storage space.
Like the enormous fireplace and antique door next to it, the original wide white pine floorboards bring charm and authenticity to this kitchen. Balanced by the 21st century function and beauty of granite and stainless steel appliances, this kitchen truly spans the centuries.
What I love most about my kitchen is that it is in keeping with the rest of the house. When people visit us, their first comment about our kitchen is how inviting it is and how warm it is and how much it's a room that you really want to be in.
Ahead on Kitchen Design, a livable, workable large kitchen. And next, how to mix countertop materials in your kitchen design. Stay with us. If you're having a hard time deciding between which countertop to use for your new kitchen design, no need to worry. The big trend today is to use a combination of materials: stones, wood, solid surface materials, metals, each in its own best application. Clever choices work wonderfully together, and they can sometimes save you money too. Kitchen designers today are making better and bolder choices when designing new kitchens. This is no more evident than with kitchen counters. Mary, it used to be not so long ago that when we decided on the countertop we were going to use for our kitchen design, we would simply choose one countertop that we loved and that was the end of it. But today it's a little more complicated than that, isn't it?
Yes, many homeowners coming to us looking for ways to successfully incorporate many different surfaces in the same kitchen space.
How does mixing countertops enhance the design of the kitchen?
It creates in the kitchen a more interesting space, and I think a more well-designed space. It means that you've thought about your kitchen, you've thought about how you use it, and you've thought about how you will continue to use it in the future, and you've designed it to accommodate those needs.
What do you think is motivating that?
I think kitchens have become a living space. They're incorporated with living rooms, dining rooms, one large open living space for the whole family to share. And oftentimes pieces of the kitchen are becoming multifunctional, and a granite countertop isn't the right surface for all of them.
Mary, can you give me an overview of the options I have for my kitchen countertops?
There are a few reasons that influence the different countertops you might use in a kitchen and the reason to mix them in a kitchen. Number one is function. You want a surface in a cooking area that's going to withstand the heat. You want a surface in a preparation area that you can cut directly upon. And you want a surface in a serving area that's both beautiful and elegant as well as user-friendly. Another thing that influences the use of many different countertops in the same kitchen would be the design of the space, what you want the overall look and appearance to be.
Budget can also be a key consideration when you're evaluating the right surfaces to include in your new kitchen. Some homeowners opt to strategically place more expensive materials such as granite at the focal point of the kitchen. This is seen often at the center island or at countertops that need granite's durability and heat-resistant qualities. When you're thinking about designing the various workstations in a modern kitchen, how do you coordinate your planning for the countertops?
I think the different counter surfaces can help define the different spaces. There's cleanup areas, there's food preparation areas, there are unpacking the grocery areas and putting the food away areas. So definitely using different countertop surfaces in each of the locations can help define the use of that space, and as well, if there are multi-cooks, keep them in their own specific area and out of each other's way.
You've mixed many countertops in this kitchen design and it seems so harmonious and simple.
Yes, we've actually got 4 different counter surfaces in this design. We've got granite on the surrounding areas, and then solid surface and butcher block on the island. And finally in the hutch we've got a wood counter surface that makes it a little bit more special and more furniture-like, like the piece that it is, but harmonized everything by using the hardware on the cabinets, the color of the knobs, the color of the base of the butcher block even, in the maple color to tie everything together.
Different design styles will often suggest the creative blend of counter materials that you can select.
In a contemporary kitchen, it depends on the taste and the style, but I would definitely recommend going towards the colder feeling surfaces like the stainless steel, like a highly polished marble. In a country kitchen, a patina of use is very keeping in character with the style of the space and makes a whole lot of sense. To use a granite countertop that perhaps has a honed finish where the polish is sandblasted right off and give it a more comfortable feeling, not so much of the high gloss, high tech look, and then combine that with a very thick, heavy old butcher block.
If I like color, what materials should I mix?
If you like color in a kitchen, I would definitely suggest looking towards granites and other solid surface materials, even man-made solid surface materials, where you have the option of introducing